Hello, everyone. Happy Monday to everybody watching Bram Sportes on this September 8th, 2025. I'm your host, Brandon Ramos, and let's get started with your information over the weekend. Let's start with the El Paso Chihuahuas, who concluded their six-game road series against the Salt Lake Bees on Friday. The Chihuahuas fell to the Bees 8-7. On Saturday, another heartbreaking loss to the Bees 6-5. However, on Sunday, they finished off the series with a win 10-6, and with this, the Chihuahuas are now 5.5 games back of Tacoma for that PCL ticket to the PCL championship game. They're in third place. In second place is Sacramento River Cats, 5 games back. So the Chihuahuas are just a half game back of that second spot and 5.5 of that first spot that gives once again the ticket to the champ game. And next up for the Chihuahuas, it will be back home at Southwest University Park, 6-game series against the Albuquerque Isotopes. And with this, they are only 13 games left on the schedule, 6 at home once again this week against Albuquerque, and then 7 against Sureland. It's the traditional 6-game series. However, there's one game that got postponed earlier this year, so they will make up that game next week in that final series of the second half of the season. Now let's go to the El Paso Locomotive FC. They were at home. They took on Loudoun United, and unfortunately the Locals fell 2-1 in this match. However, the Locals still sitting in third place of that USL Western Conference standings. And next up for the Locals, it will be on the road to take on North Carolina FC, and that match will be on Friday night. Now let's go UTEP Athletics. Let's start with the football team who had their home opener this past weekend against UT Martin, and the Miners got the win in this one, 42-17. A great performance by the Miners. The game got delayed in the first quarter due to lightning, however, resumed, and the Miners were on fire the whole game. And next up for UTEP, they will be on the road on Saturday to take on number 7 Texas. The UTEP volleyball team were at the Southwest Showdown, and on Friday, the Lady Miners got the win over UTRGV, UT Rio Grande Valley, 3-0, a sweep. And then on Saturday, another win for the Lady Miners, this time 3-1 over Texas State. And next up for the Lady Miners, the Sun City Classic right here at Memorial Gym at the UTEP campus. And their first match of this Sun City Classic will be against national-ranked UCLA. The UTEP soccer team were on the road against Boise State yesterday, and the Lady Miners got the win 1-0. A great performance by the Lady Miners. They defeat a former Mountain West Conference champion in Boise State. So a great win for the Lady Miners yesterday on the road. Now let's go to the MLB scores from Sunday. We're only going to go scores here this time. Let's start with the Seattle Mariners, who got the win over the Atlanta Braves 18-2. The Cleveland Guardians defeated the Tampa Bay Rays 2-1. The LA Dodgers defeated the Baltimore Orioles 5-2. The Milwaukee Brewers defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates 10-2. The New York Yankees over the Toronto Blue Jays 4-3. The Chicago White Sox defeated the Detroit Tigers 6-4. The Cincinnati Reds defeated the New York Mets 3-2. The Miami Marlins over the Philadelphia Phillies 5-4. The Minnesota Twins defeated the Kansas City Royals 5-1. The St. Louis Cardinals defeated the San Francisco Giants 4-3. The Washington Nationals defeated the Chicago Cubs 6-3. The Texas Rangers defeated the Houston Astros 4-2. The LA Angels defeated the Athletics 4-3. San Diego over Colorado 8-1. And the Boston Red Sox defeated the Arizona Diamondbacks 7-4. And starting the week, the MLB standings, let's start with the American League East, where the Toronto Blue Jays lead with a record of 82 wins, 61 losses. The New York Yankees in second place, only a couple games back. The AL Central, the Detroit Tigers, 82-62 on the season. The Kansas City Royals, 8.5 games back of the division. The American League West has the Houston Astros sitting on top, 78 wins, 66 losses. The Seattle Mariners, only 2.5 games back of the Astros. The NL East has the Philadelphia Phillies leading with 83 wins and 60 losses. The New York Mets 7 games back. The NL Central, the Milwaukee Brewers still with the best record in the league, 89 wins, 55 losses. the Chicago Cubs 7.5 games back. And in the NL West, the LA Dodgers with a record of 79 and 64 on the season, and the San Diego Padres only 1 game back of the Dodgers. And in the wild card standings, in the American League, the New York Yankees hold the first wildcard spot right now. In the second, the Boston Red Sox. Third, the Seattle Mariners. And behind the Mariners are the Texas Rangers, only a game and a half back of Seattle. They're followed by the Kansas City Royals, who are just a couple games back of the Mariners. So the AL wildcard standings all bunched up there on top. And then the National League, the Chicago Cubs still holding the first wildcard spot, San Diego the second, and the New York Mets the last wildcard spot. The San Francisco Giants and the Cincinnati Reds are the first two teams out, both 4 games back of the New York Mets. And then the Arizona Diamondbacks and the St. Louis Cardinals both are 4.5 games back of the Mets. So also the National League wildcard race is still up for grabs. Now let's go to the NFL scores from let's start on Friday night, where the Kansas City Chiefs and the LA Chargers played at Sao Paulo, Brazil, and here the Chargers got the win 27-21. Then on Sunday, the Washington Commanders defeated the New York Giants 21-6. The Arizona Cardinals defeated the New Orleans Saints 20-13. The Indianapolis Colts defeated the Miami Dolphins 33-8. The Las Vegas Raiders defeated the New England Patriots 20-13. The Pittsburgh Steelers over the New York Jets 34-32. The Jacksonville Jaguars defeated the Carolina Panthers 26-10. The Cincinnati Bengals over the Cleveland Browns 17-16. Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeated the Atlanta Falcons 23-20. The LA Rams over the Houston Texans 14-9. The Green Bay Packers defeated the Detroit Lions 27-13. The San Francisco 49ers defeated the Seattle Seahawks 17-13. The Denver Broncos over the Tennessee Titans 20-12. And on Sunday night, the Buffalo Bills came back and defeated the Baltimore Ravens 42-40. And to conclude week 1 tonight, the Minnesota Vikings will take on the Chicago Bears. Now let's go to the WNBA scores from Sunday. The last regular season day of the WNBA will be on Thursday, so the last games for each team in the regular season. Let's start with the LA Sparks, who defeated the Dallas Wings 91-77. The Las Vegas Aces over the Chicago Sky 80-66, and the Indiana Fever defeated the Washington Mystics 94-65. And with this win for the Fever, they clinched the 7th ticket to the WNBA playoffs, which means only one spot is left, and it is between two teams, the Seattle Storm and the LA Sparks. The Sparks have 3 games remaining, the Seattle Storm 2. And once again, the last day of regular season will be on Thursday. And of course, we'll keep you updated to see how the WNBA playoffs will shake up. College football on Saturday. The top ranked teams got wins on over the weekend. The number 1, Ohio State. Number 2, Penn State. Number 3, LSU. Number 4, Georgia. Number 5, Miami. Number 6, Oregon. Number 7, Texas. Number 8, Clemson. And number 10, South Carolina, all getting wins over the weekend. And let's go to other results over the weekend. Let's start with racing, the NASCAR Cup Series at the Worldwide Technology, where Denny Hamlin got the win in this race yesterday. And also yesterday, the Formula One was in Italy, where Max Verstappen got the win there. And let's go with the tennis. U.S. Open singles finals that started on the women on Saturday, where 1-seed Arina Sabalenka took on 8-seed American Amanda Anisimova. And here, Sabalenka won the first set 6-3, and Anisimova made it close in the second set, forcing a tiebreaker. However, Sabalenka in the tiebreaker won 7-3. It was 7-6, of course, in that second set. And Arina Sabalenka wins the U.S. Open for the women. And on the men, Carlos Alcaraz defeats the 1-seed Yannick Sinner 6-2, 3-6, 6-1, and 6-4. And the Spanish star Carlos Alcaraz, the 2-seed in this U.S. Open, gets the win there over the top seed and win the U.S. Open title. And with this, we conclude Bram Sportes on this Monday. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe, everyone, and we'll see you in the next episode.